Look at those beautiful views. Absolutely amazing. So that's where we're staying for the weekend. So there's just the two shepherd's huts. Nobody in there tonight, but they're coming tomorrow for the weekend. And then we're down here. Oh, this is so beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Barnoldswick is a walk down the hill, about 10 minutes, I think. Who can I see? Hello, Darby dog. Good girl. Tarvy's already made herself comfortable. It's a nice little sitting area, isn't it? Little garden for Tarvy dog. Oh, it's beautiful. So we've just been for some lovely breakfast. Harvey had a bit of sausage, and then we're just having a walk around the square. It's really, really nice little village. There are two charity shops, and the first one, the hospice shop, was really busy, so I couldn't really film in there. It was rammed. And then next door there's like a church charity shop, but that was closed, and there weren't any opening times in the window. So we had a look online, and it says it opens at 10. So hopefully we can have a look in there and see what we can find. Little church.
I had a total pole for 15 years.
Yeah.
And I brought it up here, put 250 quid on it, nobody buy it, and this bloke wanted to buy it. I thought, what do I do now, you know? So he offered me 200 for it, so I took 200 for it. But as soon as he went, I missed it.
Ugh. Where's the YMCA, Dave? Just there. Oh, there's a little market. Oh. There we go. Hello and welcome back to the channel. So if you're new here, my name is Emma. I buy and sell vintage jewellery, I upcycle broken jewellery, and I also make my own jewellery. So today I'm going to show you some bits and bobs that I got from a little breakaway that we had. So we went to Barnoldswick, which is in the borough of Pendle and in the area that used to be the West Riding of Yorkshire. For us, it was about, I think it was about an hour and a half drive from Wakefield, which isn't too bad. Dave's aircon's broken, and it was that weekend where it was really, really hot. So we had the windows down. I was sat in the back with Torvi, making sure she didn't overheat. She had, we put like a cooling mat on the back seat for her. And then she had like a little bib on that you keep wet, so you wet it and wring it out and then pop it up round her neck on her chest, and it's meant to take away the heat from her body and keep her cool. So yeah, she was sat in the back with me, and the place that we stayed was amazing. Like, it was the most beautiful, scenic, peaceful retreat ever. So good that we've booked to go back as well. We're going to go back for New Year's, which should be awesome. It was up a very, very steep hill, so it kind of like wound round and went up, and there was a farm, so it was on a working farm right at the top of the hill, and they had sheep and cows, and oh, it was just fantastic. It was like being immersed in nature, but it was so peaceful. And the views, we could literally, like, you could get like a whole 360 view of everywhere. We could see Malham Cove from where we were. We could see, I can't remember the names of all the places now, but it was just, it was stunning. It was amazing. So yeah, so we spent a few days there. We went on the Thursday evening and stayed till the Sunday, and then came home. And yeah, it was fantastic. So I did a little bit of filming, not too much, because it was like, it was more of a relaxing holiday. So it was more of a, we took books to read and magazines and games and things. And the shepherd's hut had a little shelter on the side, so you could sit outside and enjoy the weather but not be in the sun. So we were in the shade under the little shelter, which was perfect. We put a blanket down for Tarvi, and she laid on the blanket. She loved rolling around in the grass as well, so that was quite nice. We had like, it was all enclosed, so we could just let her roam about and didn't have to worry about her disappearing. So that was lovely. So yeah, I spent a lot of time just chilling. What we did is we went down into the town in the morning whilst it was cooler, took Toby for a walk, had a bit of breakfast. We had breakfast at the Factory Cafe, which was really nice. It was dog friendly as well. The lady, the cook, actually had a bum bag on, and every time a dog came in, she'd go in her bum bag and give them treats. So Toby loved it there, bless her. We tend to go around the little shops, go to the bakery, pick some supplies and bits and bobs up, and then go back up to the shepherd's hut and just spend the rest of the day there, because it was beautiful. It was, yeah, it was really good for the soul. It was very restful and calming. The first night that we were there, we went, because we arrived, I'm trying to think what time we got there. Dave took a half day at work, so we probably got there for about 3:30, so we needed some tea. So we went down into the square. So there's like a little, it's an old market town, so there's a square area, and they had all seating outside, which was awesome. So the bars had plastic cups, and you could get a drink and take it out into the square and then sit on the picnic benches. And the atmosphere was really, really nice. The sun was out, everybody was out enjoying themselves. And we went to the Wax and Tap record bar and grill, which was fantastic. We sat inside so that we were in the shade, but they had the doors open. And we had a couple of drinks in there, and then we got food in there as well, and it was amazing Mexican food. And they actually import their sauces from Mexico. They were just so tasty. So we had food from there another night as well, because it was that good. Lovely beers in there, friendly staff. And then we also went to the Barlick Tap, and they had loads of different real ales. The bartender was really helpful and chatty, and everybody in there was really friendly actually. We got chatting to a couple of local fellas who were telling us where to go on walks and places to visit. It just, yeah, it was an awesome weekend, much needed, because we were celebrating our 9th anniversary, so we've been together for 9 years, and it was also Dave's birthday as well, so we were celebrating that. And whilst we were there, it would have been rude not to have popped in the charity shops. Barnoldswick had 3. I think in one of the videos I said it only had 2, because we only found 2 originally, next door to each other. There was a hospice one and a church shop. But then on the last day we found another little one, which I didn't realise was there, and that was on the square. And the fella was just opening the doors up, and we were like, is that a charity shop? Kind of having a nose in. He was like, oh, come in, everything's really cheap, come and have a look. So we went in there, but it was very, very close. There wasn't much room to kind of move around, and it got busy. So I couldn't really film in there because I was kind of elbows and arms and stuff everywhere. But I got a little bit of jewellery in there. And then we went to another little place called Colne, and that had 3 charity shops as well. So kind of down just one little main street. So yeah, I got some bits there as well. So I shall took my little stash bag, and I'll show you what I got. Didn't get loads of stuff, but I wasn't there to shop and to source. We were there to just have a break, really. Although saying that, Dave came away with like 10,000 books again. So our house is currently full of books, all stacked up here, there and everywhere. Although he has been good recently and got rid of a few, so made some room, I guess. Right, let's have a look what we picked up. So like I say, didn't get too much, just a few bits and pieces. I'm dropping everything. It's actually quite nice today, it's a bit cooler. We've got warnings for thunderstorms later, so it's kind of like the clouds are kind of gathering, it's getting a bit darker, so we shall see. If there is thunderstorms, I'll try and do a bit of filming because I love a good thunderstorm. I like to see the lightning. So I picked this up in that last little charity shop. So this is, it's machine embroidered. So it's a butterfly and some thistles. And I did go inside. I opened this up at the back because there was some dust inside and I gave it a clean. And that's a bookmark that somebody's made and then someone's obviously framed it. And that was £1. And upstairs in the bedroom we have a little collection. I'll take a photograph and include it here, of all like little framed pictures of nature and birds and animals. So this is going to join the rest of those pictures. So that was a bargain for £1. And then I picked this up in there as well, which is beautiful. I love these colours. I think this is something that somebody's made. So it's a beaded bracelet and it's in greens and it's got those beautiful beads that look like oil spill. So it shines all purples and golds and blues. Absolutely amazing. It's got a lovely little silver tone pinch clasp. There we go. So that's the flat side that sits against your wrist, and then that's the other side. I'll do what I usually do and do a pan round of everything so you can see everything close up, because it is a bit dull in here today. The lighting's not as good as it usually is, but it's even worse in the living room. It's really dark around there. And that was only £1.50. So I mean, just for the beads alone, that's worth it. But it's gorgeous, beautiful colours. And then this was the only necklace that I picked up, and as you know, I love anything that's made with natural materials. So these are quartz chips that have been polished. So we've got 4 strands and then it's been finished with a black cord and a nice wooden bead on the top. And that was £1, so that was well cheap. I was really happy with that one. And then in the ones in and the other 2 charity shops, there wasn't any jewellery in the hospice one, unfortunately, although there was a beautiful little dogling that came up and kissed me in the face. So that was quite sweet. Torvi got a little bit jealous, actually. She came trotting over. But in the church one, I managed to pick this one up. So it's really, really cold to the touch and it's got like a crackled effect inside. It's quite hard to see. Maybe when I do the close-ups you'll be able to see it. So I'm not sure if it's glass or if it's some kind of dyed gemstone, like a dyed quartz. I'm not sure. It's really difficult to see because it is dyed. I can't see any kind of inclusions inside. But that was only £1, so I thought I'll risk it for £1. And then I picked these sweet little earrings up. These were from a shop in Colne. There were 3 charity shops there. And these were only £1. There we go. So they've got these lovely little ceramic beads at the bottom with red flowers on. And then these are silver ear hooks. So somebody's made those, but I thought they were really sweet. I got some clip-on earrings. So I do like to pick clip-on earrings up, and I got some, it's quite funky, I quite like the shape of these. Some faux pearl ones with like a gold tone kind of wave at the side. And then some little black enamel ones that look like kind of crazy paving. Thought they were nice. Curved ones. These were only £1 a pair. I picked up these gold tone ones with rhinestones in. Really simple designs. And then these last ones I think are my favourites. And they're only glass, but they're made to look like agate, the gemstone. So these are a beautiful lilac-y purple. And then they've got really fine lines inside that are made to look like gemstone. And yeah, oval shaped, they're beautiful. And they were only £1. You tend to see these usually in brown or amber colour because they're made to look like amber. So I liked these just because of the lilac colour. And then the last couple of things that I picked up, I don't usually touch because they don't really sell for me. I do get men shopping on the Etsy shop, particularly for gifts. However, these really caught my eye and they were priced quite cheap as well, so I thought, I'll risk it. So these ones, I love the shape. And then inside they're set with some kind of stone and it's amazing. It almost looks like, I don't know, some kind of jasper maybe. Beautiful reds and mustards and yeah, absolutely gorgeous. And they're quite hefty and they were only £1.50, so I picked those up. And then these last ones are my favourite. I absolutely adore the shape of these. Look at those. So they were only £1.50 as well. But look at those simple, beautiful shapes. I think they're awesome. So I couldn't resist. No markings or anything on them, so I don't know who the maker is, but they're in really, really good condition for the age. So yeah, I was really, really chuffed with my little mini stash. And then since getting back, I've kind of really been in the creative flow. So I've had lots of inspiration and lots of ideas, and I've been making all kinds of stuff. I made a couple of tops out of big shawls, some summer tops, they're really nice. What else did I make? I've got some trousers, some summer trousers on the go that I'm making out of a tablecloth, so I'll show you those when I get those finished. I made this jewellery the other day. So we have a nice little triangle there, and then all of these sections are wired with beads on them. I'll take one of these out, I can show you. There we go. So this one at the bottom here is an amethyst, and then these little round ones in the centre there is fluorite, and then all the beads are beads that have been rescued from broken jewellery and vintage jewellery, and I've threaded it onto some silver plated wire. I made the earrings first, and then I thought it might be quite nice to have a necklace that have got the same shape to match. So I'm quite chuffed with that, and I've got a brass coloured one on the go as well. So I'll show you that when I've finished. And then I have a massive, massive tin of buttons. I love vintage buttons, and if I see them I tend to pick them up and add them to the tin. So I've got a massive, massive stash. Sometimes I sell them if they're particularly old and unusual, or they have lovely patterns and things. I'll if there's a few of them, I'll group them up and sell them. But the more simpler ones, I kind of thought I would have a go at making some earrings out of them. So I used to have some button earrings years ago. I used to have odd ones. I had a purple one and a green one. So these ones, I've stuck rhinestones, vintage rhinestones in the little holes where you would usually stitch them. So I've done some green ones, and then I've put them onto these cards. I've had these cards a while, and these are just vintage playing cards, little ones, like pocket-sized ones. And I thought these were really nice to display the earrings. So I've got some purple ones and some yellow ones as well. And they look quite funky. And then what I might do is do some odd ones. So maybe have a little dish of all different colours, and then if people want to make up a pair of their own, they can choose 2 different colours or 2 different shapes or sizes, and make a pair, because I quite like wearing odd things. It's something that I've always done. It's my little fight against conformity. I used to wear odd shoes, so I would buy pumps, the same style pump but in different colours or with different patterns on, and then I would wear one of each, just for fun, because, you know, why not? And I did the same with earrings as well, and socks. I used to wear odd socks. I still wear odd socks, and I still wear odd earrings as well. I quite like, and I think this was in fashion last year, when people had like a short earring and a long earring. So I loved that kind of contrast. It was really good, and I made some earrings like that as well, some beaded ones. So yeah, the creative juices have been flowing, and I love that. I love when you get into the flow state and you just lose yourself. It's very, very mindful. It's very, very good for the soul as well. I've really enjoyed my creative projects, and I've been able to kind of pick them up and put them down. So when I've had that little burst of energy, I've been able to do a little bit and then put it down and rest and come back to it. So yeah, it's been a really creative week this week. Very, very quiet in terms of sales. So this is what's known as the summer slump. So I don't get very many sales in the summer because it's just about to be, in fact, today, the schools will be breaking up today for the summer holidays. So obviously parents will be saving their money for their summer holidays, for activities, for eating out, going places, that kind of stuff. So sales tend to kind of go down in the summer, but then come kind of late August, start of September, people start thinking of Christmas, so that's when things start to pick up again. So for me, it's a really good time to be making and creating and then restocking the shop with things for September. So that's my goal at the moment. I'm stocking the website as well. I've been working on that. I've been doing all my policies, so my terms and conditions, my returns policy, my FAQ page, that's all done and sorted, and I'm stocking the shop up, and that should be open in September, so I'm really excited about that. Again, it's one of those things where I do a bit and then I put it down because it's quite complex. It's a WordPress site, so I'm doing it all myself, self-taught, and that way I have control over it. I don't have to go to somebody else when I want to tweak something or change something. But it also means I have to work everything out myself. But luckily there are loads of YouTube videos on how to do everything. And all the plugins and things tell you, they have like step-to-step guides of how to do things, which is awesome. So yeah, it's coming along nicely. So I am now going to put my feet up for the rest of the day. It's Friday. Been thinking about what I'm going to do next week, and I think if the weather has cooled down a little bit, I'm going to jump on the bus. And I might go somewhere maybe where I can do a little bit of thrifting, so maybe close to home, not too far. I was thinking of either Castleford or Doncaster again, possibly Barnsley. So yeah, hopefully next week I'll have a video where I've been somewhere else and I shall take you along with me. And as always, I shall catch you on the next one.